Welcome back to Death Stranding.
Clear.
Last time we fought, I think it was called the Catcher, beat it, and then we got on a boat with Fragile, not sure how we are supposed to say her name. She told us at the beginning of the game, at least. But we made our way here on the boat with her. Apparently Sam slept most of the way here. And here's all the stuff we took with us. They did not do us the favor of... This just looks so funny. They didn't do us the favor of keeping our stuff equipped how we wanted it equipped. Also, somewhat unfortunately, we don't have our precious tricycle, so guess we'll see what happens. We'll have to procure on site. Let's take a look around here. What does the map tell us? Lake Knot City. And I can't actually scroll past here, so it seems to me that we're kind of going to be stuck in this area for the foreseeable future. The map looked fairly small, so that'll be nice. That'll offset the fact that we may not have a trike. We can't actually pick that up. We're full up. What happens if we go through here? Can it actually knock our cargo? No, the stack isn't tall enough for that. Can't go in there. Which way? I think we can only go this way. Here we are.
Welcome. We were watching your boat the whole way. I hate to be a hard ass, but I've got to ask. Everything you're transporting aboard, Nothing dangerous or illicit. I'm sure they checked you on the way in, but I'm gonna have to take a second look. All clear. Not picking up anything unusual. Cargo looks great too. Been a while since we got some of this stuff.
He's a stickler for the rules, this one. Making sure everything is above board in our completely destroyed post-apocalyptic civilization.
Sorry for the hassle. Can't be too careful these days. Oh, we heard you were carrying a Cupid. That right? You're clear to link us up.
Interesting. So looking at this map, we're kind of northern central US. And we crossed a huge body of water, it would seem. I guess that must be a body of water that formed as a result of whatever disaster occurred. You can see there's a bunch of holes on that map that look like they might be void outs. So maybe there was a bunch of void outs that then got filled in. Lots of new data.
So we're finally on the network. It's a long time coming. We won't hold anything back. Capital Knot City will get everything. If all this info sharing makes everyone safer, I'm all for it. You can bet I'm not the only one here who feels that way. I suppose it was better when Bridges 1 first came this way. At least I don't remember terrorists and BTs making our lives difficult back then. Well, be careful out there. The world's not what it used to be. And thank you.
Finally made it past Ground Zero, Sam. Congratulations. And thank you. It'll only get harder from here, though. When we first came through, it was different. Peaceful. The 3 cities out there, Lake, Middle, and South Knot, were all on board with our plans for reconstruction. Fragile Express was contracted by all 3 and kept supplies moving and people connected. But that all changed a year ago, when the Separatists carried out their attacks. One took out Middle Knot City. They detonated nukes from the old days. Half of South Knot City went up in the other. Casualties were devastating. Bridges doesn't have the resources to link up the remaining cities on its own. We need to secure the support of everyone, even those who want nothing to do with the UCA. Impossible as that may seem.
The situation has changed dramatically since Bridges 1 first went west. The destruction of Middle Knot in particular forced us to adapt a new strategy. It's like Amelie said, we don't have the time or resources to construct another knot on that scale. That's why we've taken to cutting deals with preppers and the like. Our only recourse is to utilize their shelters to bolster the strength of the network.
Takes a special kind of person to live out here on their own. The kind that'll tell us to fuck off if we ask them to join the UCA.
Oh, we know. No one's expecting them to say yes up front. But even if they don't like dealing with most people, they got on okay with Fragile Express.
Don't tell me. You want us to use her credentials to get in good with them.
Bingo. She's agreed to it too.
And in exchange, she gets...
Nothing really. A chance to get back at Higgs, I suppose. I can't blame her for wanting one. He took everything from her and then some. Time heals some wounds, but not hers. The work ahead won't be simple or easy, but it needs doing. Get some rest for now. We'll talk more later.
Your work is greatly appreciated.
Here.
For me?
It's called a key proof. It means knot in old words. You can also use it to count stuff. I add a knot when I make a friend.
Okay. Then how about I add another knot every time I see you? This must be very important to you if you were able to bring it here. Very special.
It is special. I made it for you.
I'll treasure it, Sam.
Something to eat?
Why are you here?
Ask your boss man.
No. I mean, why are you here?
Got a delivery for Porter. You're gonna need this on the road ahead. This will ID you as an associate of Fragile Express. It's woven from my blood and chiral crystals. Think of it as a kind of bond. Preppers around these parts won't give you trouble so long as you've got it. We were the only people making deliveries out here. This was our territory. Until Higgs fucked it all up. Me, the Express, our reputation, all of it.
And now you want to fuck them back. On your own.
I'm not on my own. The cave, Port Knot City, next to your bed. So far apart, yet somehow we keep meeting. All that BT country in between where I should have been caught in a void out. Yet here I am. Here I am.
You can use the beach?
I have a beach. You've got yours. I've got mine. I use it to jump across space. I can't conjure out BTs the way Higgs can, but I can go after him, chase him to the beach. Problem is, everyone's got their own way in. I'm only allowed to pass through the beach I know and understand. I'm sure you've heard the term multiverse.
You all right?
The jumps take a lot out of me. Suck my blood dry. You're going to Edge Knot City, right? Place is full of terrorists. But if you're dead set on it, then you're gonna have to deal with Higgs sooner or later.
Look, I make deliveries, killing monsters and terrorists. It's not what I do.
What if we did it together? I could use my power to help you. We don't have to want the same thing to be on the same side. I could send you across my beach. To any place the Chiralian's thick enough. Any place connected to the chiral network.
What do you expect in return?
I expect you to think it over. Here. Call it an incentive. And call me if you need me. This will keep us connected. See you when I see you.
So now we're part of the Fragile Express, and we got confirmation it is indeed fragile, which appears to be a form of fast travel. However, importantly, we don't take anything that we're carrying with us. That sounds like it's going to be very convenient, and it also explained why she's constantly eating cryptobiotes, because it consumes blood in order to jump, so... Sam, yet again, pointing things to us. One thing that occurred to me to check. Generally, we're able to change the color of things that we can wear. So I wonder what sort of garish colors. No, we can't, sadly, change. We can't change the color of the Gordon glasses, and that is a huge disappointment. I would love to have some cherry red glasses on Sam, but it was not meant to be. We have a little thing of cryptobiotes now. I wonder if we'll start having other ways of using them, because right now it's just our health and then also our blood grenades. I refuse to call them hematic grenades. They're blood grenades. Anything else it wants us to do here? Fragile jump. Before we do that, let's take a look at our new data. One message from William Lake, who is the new person at the station we just activated. Hey Sam, can't tell you how good it was to see you coming over the water on that boat. First time we've welcomed so much as a turd in what must be 2 years now. Some folks were even saying everything east of Ground Zero must have been wiped out completely. The occasional message drifted in from HQ, but people? Not a one. We'd half given up on the Cupid ever being finished. On the second expedition, the whole shebang. And then you show up, and with a working Cupid to boot, our knight in shining armor. Sorry, don't mean to sound like I'm not grateful. I am. More than you know. Every single person here was waiting for someone like you to come along, and there'll be more waiting west of here, a lot more. You'd best go find them. And 2 new interviews. Preppers. By Fragile. When I was a little girl, my father told me that preppers were people who decided long ago that they couldn't trust their nation to be there for them anymore, that the bonds between us had grown weak long before the Death Stranding. We once had a network spanning the whole wide world that could send items from anywhere to anywhere, and connect anyone with anything, but still we were isolated, still we were alone. Some liked it that way, and even wanted more. They wanted walls along their borders, wanted to turn away refugees and outsiders. Some even wanted new nations all their own. They began to see the state as an enemy of their freedom, not a protector of it. The ones most far gone, they didn't trust the country to defend them if something went really wrong. War, terrorism, natural disaster, you name it. So they built shelters and stocked full of supplies in preparation for the worst. And then the worst happened. The Death Stranding. America ceased to exist, and their shelters became their homes, where they would live and they would die. But while they prepared, they hadn't prepared to live there forever, which is why they wound up relying on us couriers so heavily. My father and I didn't want to go back to the old America. We wanted a country that pushed people apart. We didn't want a country that pushed people apart. We wanted one that brought them together, that allowed them to support one another, and that was what we tried to work towards. The lake at Ground Zero. Victor. When I first laid eyes on the lake here at Ground Zero, I was blown away by the sheer size of it. I never imagined anything could be so huge. This was just after the Death Stranding, and not so many people had seen the craters up close yet. Back when I was still living with my parents and my brother on the East Coast, an explosion like nothing the world had seen before tore a gaping hole in the heart of America. There were all kinds of rumors floating around at the time, that it was just a meteor, that it was a nuke dropped by another country. I was just a kid, but even I could tell the adults didn't have a clue, so you can imagine how I felt. And then we found out there had been other explosions, not just here in America, but the world over. By the time we learned they were voidouts, and what voidouts were, the country was pretty much done. But hey, that was then and this is now, and things are looking up. I just got told my kid brother's still alive. Word is, he's heading up a corpse disposal team in Capital Knot City. Handled his shit well enough to get picked for the second expedition. 3 more years and he'll be out here with me. Can't wait to see him again. And it's worth noting that these interviews are time-stamped, and this one was 2.5 years ago. Unfortunately, things did not go well for his brother, as we saw at the beginning of the game. I'm going to stop going through the manual and manually checking off the tips, because nobody wants to see that, and I don't think we need to do it. Let's take a look now at this new fragile jump. I do kind of want to put the glasses on first. Nope, not those glasses. So is this going to allow us to go... Okay, so now we have a concept of regions, and where we've been until now was the eastern region. Looks like we can go to any place that has a private room. Very convenient. However, we'll have to keep in mind that that doesn't include anything we're carrying, as well as any vehicles. I'm curious if our vehicle ended up getting put into the garage. And if the garage is local, or if things in the garage can actually be transmitted over the network. We'll have to see. Anyway, I don't think we need to use that right now. We'll check on the terminal what we're supposed to be doing. Bring South Knot City onto the chiral network. So we'll need to be making our way south. Well, let's head topside. That was part of a clip that I'm pretty sure we saw already earlier in the game.
Sam, access the Lake Knot City delivery terminal.
Sadly, we did not have the ability to get something from our garage, so we probably don't have a trike here.
Your present objective is to extend the chiral network from Lake Knot City to South Knot City. To that end, you'll need to utilize prepper shelters as way stations. Frankly, it won't be easy. Fragile's tried to get some of them on board, but you know how preppers are. More than a few won't want anything to do with the UCA. So we've got to prove to them they're better off with us. Figure out what they need and what we can provide, and then deliver. Do that, and they just might agree to join us. All right. Get to it. The list of orders is on the terminal.
Orders for Sam. I assume these are the so-called prepper stations, which we have yet to see. Don't think I have anything worth recycling. Oh, we did actually pick up some metals. I'd like to go ahead and get rid of those. And that's it for now.
An empty container tagged with a fake ID, aka decoy cargo. Could be useful for fooling folks who can't get enough of other people's deliveries.
Smoke. I remember this being fairly useful in Metal Gear Solid. I think it's worth printing out just one of them, so we can at least try it. Gotta try everything at least once, especially in a game like this. However, our stack there is getting very high.
Thank you for your contribution.
Looks like our halfway point is going to be about 92.5, and we're very close. Let's take a look at the... Well, we need to accept a mission here. That's what we were told. Take on a new star order. Does that just mean an order for Sam? It does. It has an icon there. Well, doesn't necessarily, but if we see that star icon, we know we're going in the right direction. Engineer will be fairly close, and wow, that looks very flat. What if we zoom in? Yes. Let's try this.
This is a somewhat unusual order. You're going to want to review the key points in the summary.
Okay. Low durability. Try to avoid a vibration and impact. Okay. So we have to be more careful than usual. I think we have more than enough tools. So let's get rid of some of them because they are really starting to wear us down. Do you know what I just realized? I didn't realize that climbing anchors had multiple uses, so there really wasn't a need for us to have so many of them. One full climbing anchor actually gives us 3 uses, so we will get rid of that. Let's just say maybe we only need 3. And as far as a ladder, let's try 2. Because one thing I think that we can do... Wow, that's a lot of hematic grenades as well. And blood bags, 3. And that's a lot of ladders. Wow. I think what happened is some of the stuff that was on our vehicle got taken off and kind of transported with us. So we really do need to downsize. That brings us down to 62.5. And I really don't like this still. I have to go open the menu in order to really get an accurate count of what we have. I don't think we need this many container repair sprays, so we can get rid of one of those. We have 2 ladders, 3 climbing anchors, EX grenade, 14 hematic grenades, and that new smoke. I like that. I think we could get rid of 1 container repair spray. We probably could get rid of the hematic grenades, but let's try going with just 10. And maybe that'll give us a reason to try to use the EX grenades more. So 1 ladder, 1 hematic grenade. Now we're cooking. And I will be keeping an eye out for for a vehicle we can drive.
Have a pleasant journey. Keep on keeping up.
You're passing through mule territory. Move fast and quiet. Because if they see you, if they catch you, to think that their parents reporters like you who risk life and limb to try and keep our country together. And now their broken children carry on the work without any understanding of what it once meant. It's a ritual to them. The delivery. An insatiable addiction. And they'll be coming for you to get their next fix.
It actually does show us, as we walk up to these vehicles, the wheels light up as locked. So we're not going to be taking those anytime soon. And this one, it's just sitting there all by itself. No, unfortunately not.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
And let's remember, we have EX grenades to use for the BTs, and we also have the new smoke grenades for mules. Resting near a cairn will increase recovery speed. What is a cairn? This is a cairn. Looks like a little statue on the ground.
Footpath.
We have a charging station, an auto paver. This is a new one. Oh, wrong button. Oh, I wanted this. I have to hold start. That's right.
A highway used to run through there back in the day. The first expedition team left behind a paver, but to finish the job, you'll need more than that.
800 metals, 600 ceramics, and 150 crystals. Oh, I forgot that ceramics was another material. I don't recall. Okay. Well, we have enough crystals. But not enough of the other materials. I'm curious how a road is going to benefit us.
Distro centers and the like are stocked with materials you can use to fabricate equipment. You can also take what you need to build structures. That said, there are limits to what each facility can spare. Check their terminals to see what they are.
So we could go back and ferry more materials here and build this thing. Would it be worth it? It's just a road. We don't have a vehicle, we're going on foot, and the current path seems pretty flat. So it's not clear to me yet if that would be a good investment. The game is subtly nudging us to use it, but maybe what we'll do is go to our objective first. and then we'll see what happens. And let's keep an eye out for BTs, and let's also, as well as mules, and let's also remember we have fragile cargo. How fragile? It's doing fine so far. The orange indicates mules. Mules would like to know your location. Ah. It's constantly pinging our location. Whoa, that's... Sometimes Sam moves in a direction that I'm not trying to move in. We've got a guy here. Why not just use our maser gun? Well, the thing with the maser gun is it takes charge. We've lost the element of surprise, so I think I'm just gonna try to parry. Looks like his friend has come to assist. Well, he stumbled. Anyone else? And one more. No invincibility frames when we're binding somebody, apparently. That's fair. And another one. Let me get my strand out, please. Anyone else? Are they spawning endlessly? Please tell me they're not spawning endlessly. Okay, let's check out the damage here. That was our ladder. What happened to the Evo unit? Completely unharmed. Excellent. And look at that. The medals. And I know I normally don't pick these things up, but since we're so close, and I kind of want to see what happens with the road, I'm gonna go put these metals into the auto paver. Well, we're not that close. I hope it doesn't respawn the mules. There's also some metals right here. I think this will get us to halfway of the requirements. So I didn't really get the opportunity to use the grenades, the smoke grenades, because we were kind of already spotted and there wasn't a whole lot of cover. I would have to be a little bit more proactive if we're going to try to use those things. take any damage. Cryptobiotes. We can eat them here. Let's follow the road. Here was the grass we were meant to use. But is there really a need to use the grass when we can just parry? And the parrying is quite easy. Sure, I could turn the difficulty up, but I'm not interested in a huge challenge at this point. Some posts here. Keep our distance. I'm still not sure how we're getting pinged by mules. It seems like the range on their Odra decks is just so enormous. But once they ping us, they go towards the location we were pinged at. So as long as we are on the move, we can still get the jump on them. So here is our first prepper station.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Fragile Express ID verified. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Delivering cargo.
Thanks. Sam Bridges, I presume? I've heard of you. The man trekking across the country trying to reconnect folks. I appreciate you bringing me this. I do. Times have been tough without Fragile Express to handle deliveries. Let me just check the cargo. Huh. Wow. You took really good care of this. I'll let Bridges know how the V&V testing goes. Thanks again. I need you to understand something. It's about Fragile. You might have heard she helped terrorists, that she didn't care who got hurt. But I'm telling you, that's gotta be bullshit. Her and her people put their lives on the line to get us what we needed. She's a hero through and through. Look, I was born in this shelter. The only world I've ever known is within these walls. So when people talk about America, I can't even begin to imagine it. But if that Cupid connects me to everyone else, I won't have to. So yeah, I want to join the UCA. I want to see what I've been missing. standalone 3D printer is capable of chiral printing. Assuming it works, the Evo Devo unit should enable me to replicate all kinds of archived objects. We can rebuild America one piece at a time. In the meantime, I can use the network to see what's going on in the cities. Track mule and terrorist activity. It's like you brought me the whole wide world in that package. Thank you, Sam. Let's do business again. Oh yeah. I've got a little something I'd like you to put through its paces. An assist unit I developed myself. Works perfectly in sim trials, but I need someone to test it out on solid ground. And if it makes your job a little easier, all the better.
Sam, active skeletons attach to your legs and augment your physical capabilities. The one you've got there is a load-bearing AS, designed to reinforce your joints. Just wearing an AS will provide additional support, but you can also boost it to maximize its potential. Go ahead and take it for a spin. You won't be disappointed.
I thought... Okay, we already have a support skeleton. And now we have a power skeleton. Ah. Let's save it for next time.
Thank you kindly. Come around again soon.
Good work. New order available. Please
So
access delivery terminal for further information.
We got our first strand in the central region, and I think that's a perfect time to leave off for the next time. We'll be able to check out the new power skeleton, and we got quite a few blueprints to check out as well. So we'll be back next time with more Death Stranding. Bye for now.